Aries. This is going to be your reading for June 2025. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd be glad to have you guys. This is going to be for the first half of June. So let's see what's going on for you guys here, okay? First thing is Aries. And I feel like it's not even just Aries. I feel like it's a lot of the signs I've been reading thus far, is that everybody is kind of scared of the unknown. There's so much happening in the world today. So I truly understand this energy of not knowing whether it's dealing with work or your finances or, you know, your home or just family or whatever it is. It's just like there's so much happening right now and people are just so scared as to what's next, especially if you haven't had a job in a while or, you know, finances is not, you know, up to par. Maybe your business is not doing so well, you know. So I just feel like everybody's just kind of like in limbo and just trying to make it day to day is what I feel like, honestly. There's so many people that are stressed out about just regular things, really just getting up in the morning. And I feel like that could be something that is truly like bothersome to some people. But I feel like with you guys, you're trying to do a lot of reflecting right now, Aries, and do some shadow work here. And maybe it's really just to kind of dig deep to see, to really like reconnect with yourself here, especially because it says soul searching and evaluating. I feel like you're really trying to go within like a hermit almost, you know? And I feel like you're really trying to understand you again. I feel like you're really trying to reconnect with yourself. I feel like because maybe you could have went through a period of like having some addictions perhaps, whether it's sex, alcohol, prescription drugs, or just, you know, hard stuff, whatever the case may be, maybe even food, you know. I feel like whatever, there's a lot of addictions out there, you know, so I don't want to say just that's just the norm, but other people have other addictions, you know. And I feel like whatever it is that you have had, or maybe you've just been trying to escape life, you know, I feel like it's really made you be in a different like dimension. It's not, you're not in real life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're not really here. You're just kind of living day to day, you know, at this point. And that's the thing that this reading is basically stating, that when you need help and you need assistance, reach out to the universe, ask for assistance. You know, if you don't know how to do that, just cleanse your energy, get some sage, and cleanse your apartment, cleanse your home, wherever you are at, whether you're at your parents' house or, you know, friend's house, or you're together with somebody, whatever the case may be. Cleanse your area at the end of the day. And just ask, just say it out loud. Just say that you're asking the spirits to guide you, you know, at this point, you know, just ask for divine guidance at the end of the day, you know. And the thing is that once you start seeing certain like numbers together, you know that you're on the right path, that they're hearing you. You start seeing 555 or 1111 or 1212 or 333 or, you know, 222. Whatever the numbers are, those are kind of like angel numbers, and you know that they're hearing you. They're hearing you at the end of the day. And I feel like you're really trying to understand like what is going on. I feel like maybe there's been a lot of like ups and downs in your life, especially when it comes to finances. I feel like you finally got back on your feet and now you're trying to figure out, okay, so what do I do as far as love goes? And then it's like, well, love is not working out, but you want two things at the same time. You want the love and you want the finances, right? But I also feel like you're really trying to figure out who you are as well with the finances and love. And that's so much that you got to do. I feel like people can do that, but I feel like it just starts to get real messy at the end, and it does not flow correctly. I feel like you got to work on yourself first and then get into all that, because there's no reason to, if you're not, you know, yes, you may be abundant and you may have a lot of financial wealth and stuff like that, but mentally, if you're not good and you're not stable there, money and all that stuff is not going to be the best, because you're going to end up, you know, running away the person that you truly want to be with at the end of the day, because you haven't taken the time out to focus on yourself. You just try to get your finances together. While you're getting your finances together, you should have been working on yourself too at the end of the day. That's what it is. But the thing is, like I said, you need to ask for assistance, whether it's through your spiritual guides in the universe or either ask for friends and family, which I think that was a situation with you guys in my last reading, that people were kind of treating you differently. Maybe that could have been either, I want to say that might have been Taurus or either Cancer too. However, I just feel like you need to trust divine timing as well. Here, I feel like you're not really paying attention to that. You're just so focused on, I want my stuff now. I want what I want now, and that's that. I feel like you need to have more patience here. You need to understand that you can't have control over everything. When you start to try and control everything, things get messy, as I said before. And not only that, they don't work out the way that you want them to work out because you're trying to have so much control over it. Allow it to come naturally into your life, okay? I feel like you're going to need to start opening up your heart chakra as well, and allow things to grow at the end of the day. I feel like you're not really open. You're not really truthful with what it is that you want. And I also feel like you want happiness at the end of the day. You want clarity, you want honesty, and you want compassion, but you need to be open with what it is that you are wanting as well. Okay, express yourself. If you want love, say you want love. If you want to be happy, say you want happiness at the end of the day. You deserve to have that as well. Aries. So I feel like you just need to free yourself from how you used to think and I think you just need to free yourself from how you used to think, number one, but also you need to free your ways of thinking as well, because it's just not working out for you. And I feel like the way that you used to do things is just not working either. And I feel like once you free yourself from having so much control over your life, and trying to live every day and I gotta control, and you just get stressed out and you don't get anywhere at the end of the day. You need to let things be free and know that you're in good hands at the end of the day, okay? I feel like everything will start to fall into place once you release the control of your life. You know, not saying that you don't need to have no control, but you need to be present, and you need to have a clear mind, and you need to allow people to assist you, and you need to be clear on making decisions that you truly want. Because once you make those decisions, trust and believe, that is what makes a lot of structure in your life. You end up making foundations for yourself. You have a financial foundation. You have a health foundation. You have a foundation for yourself as well. Though all that is still part of you as well. But it's like you just want to build and have balance. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of whether it's slow and steady, at least it's slow and steady, and you can clearly see where you're going. Not when you have so much control over it and you don't see anything. That's the problem here, okay? So we want to make sure that we are forming things that are going to build our life in a better manner. You know what I'm saying? And we're actually seeing the structure of things. We're actually seeing how things will get better. We're seeing how, something was burning. Oh my. Sorry, Aries. Yeah, but you just want a better foundation and you want balance in your life, right? So like I said, the more you release yourself from having so much control and power, because again, like I said, you definitely want to make sure that you have control, but you need to release some of the control, you know, because you do want to make sure that your life is running the way that you want it to be ran. But having so much control and trying to dictate every day to day is not going to work out for you. And like I said, you need to be truthful with what it is that you want, and just having straight clarity in your life. And I feel like everything will turn out the way that you want it to. You'll be very abundant. You just have to release that hold and release the way that you think, you know, because I do feel like there's been a lot of karmic cycles that you've had to go through and a lot of tests, and you've passed them at the end of the day. But I feel like you need to you need to do some inner work too, Aries. Okay. Yeah. You need to do some inner work. A lot of people are getting the 8 of Swords. It's like you're scared of the unknown. Yeah. And you need to ask for the help. You do. You need to ask. Because once you do, you'll have the sun. You'll be abundant. Like, there's so much. I don't know why we're so scared of the unknown. You got to do it. You got to do it because it's going to come in fast. It's going to come in fast. Do you hear me? It is going to come in fast. Yeah. And once you do all this decision making, all that other stuff, please, it's going to be a piece of cake. You know, I feel like in the end, I feel like the reason why you don't want to do that is because you feel like you're going to have to really go through the emotions that you've had to go through. Is what I feel like. I feel like you don't want to have to experience those emotions anymore. You don't want to have to feel the heartbreak. You don't want to have to start healing. But at the end of the day, you got to start healing. That's part of being abundant. That's part of being content. That's part of being happy, is going through it so you don't have to go through it anymore. You have to learn that lesson, because I feel like you're not going to be your best self. You're going to be very insecure if you don't. And that's what's coming out right now with the yeah. You love yourself, yes, but I just feel like it's just not enough. You got to have more self-love for yourself. I feel like you're not really like giving the love and the care that you should to yourself right now, Aries. Anything else for Aries? Yeah, you got to release toxic ways as well. Whether it's addictions or not, you have to release it. But I feel like you are. I feel like you could be going into recovery if that's the case, or you could just, you know, take some time off if it's not something that, you know, you really need to do. However the case may be, I do feel like you are definitely moving forward, you know, but I just feel like it's slowly moving forward to the healing process, because I feel like you're still part of you that still is like, I don't know if I want to move there, but I'm financially getting myself together, but I don't want to do the work to heal. That's the only way you're going to see the sun. Okay. All right, Aries, that is my reading for you guys for June. Like I said, if you like my reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd be glad to have you guys. Okay. You guys have a wonderful June, and we will talk soon, Aries. Thank you. Bye.
Give them that fire.